G'day folks, Thunderbolts here and welcome back to another guide. Today I'm going to be going through the entire current available mining loops. So we are going to head towards ROC, where there is a nice little cave that we're going to explore and do some hand mining in there. We will also have the ROC-DS, the Prospector and the Mole to demonstrate today. So I will be demonstrating all of the different ways that you can mine currently in the persistent universe of Star Citizen. So we have a look down here. We've got our ROC-DS, our Prospector, and our Mole. Arrow just as a backup for spawning if I stuff up, but hopefully that won't be needed. So we are going to just land our MSR right about here. Engines off, and let's go check out that rock. So the MSR has a fairly decent cargo hold. I think it's 112 SCU that you can fit in here, and it well and truly fits in a nice little rock vehicle. So we'll jump in the driver's seat. And park it over here next to the ROC-DS. Alrighty. Okay, just as the sun's rising here on Daymar, as I said, we're at ROC, which is closed. But we have a nice array of our mining vessels here. So the first thing we're going to go through is actually our multi-tool. Let's get that back out, please. So if we just go and customize our multi-tool, currently I have the tractor beam on there. But if I go and swap that out for the orbit mining attachment, we will be able to do some mining. And that is what is by default on your multi-tool when you are in Klesha, in jail. Okay, so we will be starting off with that. Then we'll be moving on to the ground vehicles. So we'll start with the ROC, the base variant of the ROC. It's a single seater. You can operate it all by your lonesome and fill up on various minerals and metals. So the ROC-DS is a two-person vehicle. You have the driver and you have the laser operator. As far as I'm aware, other than having two people along for the ride, there is no difference between what the capabilities are of the standard ROC. I don't even think there's extra storage in there. There may be a little bit more storage, but I'll just need to confirm that, which we will do when we are running around. Okay, then we have the Prospector. This is your solo mining ship. Okay, it has 4 little tanks that you can take off and store in another ship and replace and send them off to, like, put them on a cargo ship and send them off to be processed at a refinery. Or you could just take the whole Prospector to the refinery, dump it all off there, and then go back out for another run. Okay. And lastly, for the current available ships in the game is the Argo Mole. It is a multi-crew ship. You have 3 mining lasers, 2 of which are actually external to the ship. Once you get into them, you are exposed out in the elements. So if you get into one of those side laser pods while you're in space and don't have a helmet on, you might want to hold your breath. So with this one, the pilot still cannot operate the front laser, you will either need a pilot plus 3 laser operators, or the pilot and 2 laser operators, and when you find your target rock to break up, the pilot will then need to go and get into the third laser beam. So the pilot is up above there on the bridge, and they can just climb down and get into this laser operator seat down below. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump into the, I'm going to jump back into my MSR, and we are going to go and do some ground mining in a nearby cave, which is literally just over there. So a little bit of exploration and a little bit of mining. So we'll close up our ramp and we'll get up in the air and I'll show you this mine. Okay, so we're up in the air. We've got our ROC-DS, our Prospector and Mole in front of us. We are just going to go up and over them, and we're going to go and find the cave entrance, which is just across here. It is a rather large entrance, so you can get a fairly decent sized ship in there. Okay, so we have the MSR today. Going to slowly descend. It's not very deep to start with, but it is a bit of a cave system, so we'll be careful as we go down. Okay, we can just stop off at this first level here, I believe. Yeah, so let's get out and have a look around and do a bit of hand mining. So we want to be very careful out here because I've not been here myself, and if we fall too far, I don't know if we're going to be able to get back up. So it is a fairly large cave system down there. So let's get out our multi-tool and let's go see if we can find some rocks. So just after I got started exploring, I died randomly. I then had to come back to Kudra Ore. I jumped in the Pisces that was sitting in the Carrack, and then came back down to collect my gear and continue on with the hand mining mission. May not necessarily happen because we do have some ore just over here. Okay, so you get your gun out, your multi-tool I should say. We've got some aphrite here, nothing special. When you are targeting a valid rock, it will be highlighted. So once you've got a valid rock, it will scan it. It will tell you what's on it. So we've got aphrite. Hover over F. What we have here, so aphrite is the mineral that we have. The weight of it is 0.1. Generally what I find is the number after the decimal is how many pieces of the mineral you will get. So I would expect to get 10 pieces of aphrite from this rock. Then we have the instability. So that is how much energy feed into the stone is fluctuating. So the higher the value here, the higher the fluctuations can occur, and the quicker you have to react by changing the energy input. So at the moment it's set to 0, so we should have no issues with any sort of instability on this particular rock. Then we have the resistance above that, and that's how much energy is needed to actually crack the stone. If it is at 0.5 as an example, then the energy level of the rock remains constant at about 50%. However, it also depends on the instability of the rock. Underneath on the actual multi-tool, we have our unlimited battery, basically. And then we have our strength of the mining beam that we have. On the left, we have the progress of your fracturing. Once it gets into the green zone, it'll start filling that green area up. And once it is full, it will be fractured. If you were to go past the green zone into the red, area. If it is still in that red area when it has fractured, it will explode and you can take damage and die. It can also damage your ships if you're in a ship, and you can lose your lasers and the sub items attached to the lasers, and also damage the whole ship itself. Now there are a couple of options we can do. So you can press F and you can carry it, you can inspect it. So let's just have a look at this piece of aphrite. Okay, it's a translucent purple sort of color, and then we can store that in our bags. The other thing we can do is we can get our multi-tool back out. We can right click to bring it up. We can press B to switch from mining mode to mining gathering mode. When we then left click and drag that, we can move that around. Okay, there we go. Now it's sucking it up. Okay. Just suck those bits of gems up and put it into our backpack without us having to actually pick up the gems. So if we have a look at our inventory now, there's our 10 pieces of aphrite. There are 3 main types of rock that you will find of this size for hand mining. You've got your aphrite, which I'm pretty sure is the least valuable. You then have dolomite, which is the next most valuable, and adamite, which is the more valuable of the hand mining minerals. So we'll move a bit closer to this. We'll move it around, see if we can find a sweet spot that's going to make it go up a bit quicker. Make sure that it's always highlighted. Otherwise, if we move off it, then it's going to stop actually charging it up to fracture. So this one's got a bit of resistance, and it also has a bit of instability. So we're at 0.5 instability and 0.6 resistance. So that's why it is taking us a little bit longer. So now that we're in the green section, we dial it back a bit, and we just try and keep it in that green section. If the instability jumps up and down, we just adjust our power as needed, and just keep it in that sweet green spot there until it has finished. Okay. Alright, and then we can switch it over to gathering mode and start sucking up the pieces. Where are they all? There's a couple of pieces here. Okay, I didn't really pay attention to the mass of that rock to see how much we would be expecting, but let's see. We've got 4 pieces of hadonite in our inventory, and I'm not seeing any other pieces on the ground around here, so it must have only been a fairly small rock. Oh no, there's a piece there. Okay, so we've got 5. Okay, so over here now we have some dolomite. So basically on this little trip we have found a rock of each type of mineral. So let's crack this one open. It's a 0.1, so we should get 10 pieces. We have no instability and 0.2 resistance. So a little bit of resistance. But what you'll find as well, so on the left hand side where we've got the green and the red section, is when you've got a higher resistance, you will find that the green section is smaller. So your sweet spot to keep it in is smaller and the red spot is larger. So that will then increase the difficulty of succeeding and staying out of the explosive mining. So let's now go back to gathering mode and start sucking this up. Should have 10 pieces of this when we're done. That's another piece there. Okay. And we do. We've got 10 pieces of dolomite. Alright, so that is the basics of hand mining. We've found a few rocks. We've gone down in the cave. We could do a lot more exploring here. But essentially, that's all you need to know for hand mining. So let's go and see what we've got available to us in the ROC. Enter driver's seat. We get into it similar to a bobcat. Okay. So to start off with, it's just like any normal ground vehicle. You drive around. Okay. It is not a very good ground vehicle for driving. You hit the smallest of rocks and it's going to bounce around. It does not like hitting rocks. Okay, it's not an ATV, and it is very, very slow. We've got something 3Ks that way, so let's go and head to that 3-kilometer thing because that's going to be above ground. Everything else that we see there is most likely going to be underground. Go to get to this rock over here. It does look like a fairly large rock, so it's quite possible that we might not actually be able to mine that with this vehicle. Okay, so it's starting to scan it. It's an atacamite deposit. Its mass is 5,075. Instability of 18.2, resistance of 12%, composition is 18 SCU. And it's got agricium, copper, and inert materials. Now, it is telling us that it is impossible for us to mine this. Alright. So this one is a bust. We can't mine that one. So I'll keep looking around, see if I can find a smaller rock that we will be able to mine. Mass of 8,635, and we got no chance. Impossible. Okay, so let's go head up to this one up here. It also looks rather large. Could possibly be the one that we scanned earlier. Once you've scanned a rock, it will automatically show up. You don't have to scan it again. So we can see that one is impossible. So we can skip that one. And we'll try this one that hasn't been scanned. These are looking all looking too big for us at the moment. Managed to hit a very small rock. Okay, here we go. This one's going to be too big again. 11,000 mass. Impossible. What we're probably going to need with this rock is to actually go down into the cave and get those tiny little bits of gems and whatnot. Certainly doesn't look like there's anything on the surface that we can actually mine. Okay, so I've brought the rock down into the cave with the MSR. We'll see if we can start mining some of the small nodes down in the cave. Switch mining mode on.
Fracturing mode on.
Okay, we can see a rock up ahead there. Terrain is not the best terrain for this vehicle. So the UI of this is slightly different to the hand tool. You've got the curve going up. Trying to sort of direct it with my hands. Going up and around the right hand side of the center of the screen there, and we've got our optimal and overcharge. So we want to make sure that we stay in the optimal. That is our green sweet spot, and as you can see, it is starting to grow in the green spot, and we're not hitting the red spot. And we've got 95% of aconite in here. So once we fracture the rock, okay, we can then switch mining modes by right-clicking on the mouse to extract, and that's basically the same as pressing B on your multi-tool to start sucking up all the gems and whatnot. Once we're done mining with the rock, we come around to the back of the rock. There's a hatch that we can open up, and in here is where we can see the hadanite and the dolomite that we have actually mined. And obviously we can't carry it all on our person, but what I can do is we'll move it all into the rock and then move it onto our MSR. Those up together. Okay. Materials in local. Alright, so that's how we can retrieve our materials out of the rock. And then we would take those to a refinery and get that refined at somewhere like Cruel 1. Create a work order to refine those and get paid. Okay, now I'm going to take the rock back up to the surface in the MSR and we'll have a look at the ROC-DS. Okay, so our next vehicle is the ROC-DS. Now this is a two-person variation of the rock, where you can either jump into the laser operator seat, which is completely exposed and unprotected from any elements or any hostiles or anything like that. We've got 350 SCU of cargo in this machine compared to the 80 in the standard rock. So you can carry quite a bit more, just over 4 times more. So if we get out of the laser seat,
Mining mode on.
takes a while to get out of the seat. We'll get in the driver's seat. We'll go find one of those smallish rocks that we couldn't break with the standard rock and see if we can break it with this one. As you can see, hitting a small little rock there, it stops you in your tracks. Yes, it is a mineable rock.
Fracturing mode on. Mining mode
Mass of
on.
12,000. Resistance 7%. That's still saying impossible as well. This one looks pretty small in front of the big one here. Surely we'd be able to crack this one open. Alright, what have we got? Can we crack this one open?
Fracturing mode
We're at
on.
optimal range.
Mining mode on.
Mass 739. No resistance, instability, copper, 3.5 SU, and it's still impossible. Okay, so when I was recording this, it was rather late and I was extremely tired and didn't really notice at the time, but while editing the video, I can see that this rock is surrounded by a purple outline. What that means is that this rock does not need to be fractured. It just needs to be disintegrated and broken up and stored and sucked into the rock. I've heard a lot of good things about the Prospector, so hopefully being a single player variant of a mining ship with a bigger laser and also with attachments that go on to the lasers as well. Hopefully some of these rocks that we've attempted to break with the rocks, we might be able to get with the Prospector. Okay, so I've just spent 2 hours mining with the rocks and got a total of vehicle 143 pieces of gems. Some of those were from the hand tools, maybe about 30 or 40 of them would have been from the hand tools. So we got maybe 100 pieces, 100 gemstones, let's call it, in the rocks over 2 hours. Let's go check out the Prospector now. See if we can improve on that. Okay, so we'll jump into the pilot seat, and as we're doing that, we're going to throw up our code word for today, and the code word is gemstone. So if you email me that code word to thunderballs_sc@outlook.com, you will get yourself an additional entry into the giveaway. So let's go. You can jump straight into mining mode. Okay, and start scanning. Now the good thing about this is that to get 3.5 Ks over here, we're going to get there pretty quickly compared to being on those ground vehicles. Okay, so here we go. We've got 7, 8 rocks that we've gotten to within a couple of minutes. So let's see if we can crack them open. So we'll start with this one here in front of us. Okay. All we need to do is just float above it. And it's telling us that it's impossible as well. We're at a good range. Maximum velocity. That, why is that? So we'll just have to move the ship around anyway. Okay. So that is still impossible. So let's check out one of these other rocks here.
Fracturing mode on.
Okay, we'll give this one a scan. We're in optimal, it's still saying impossible. We have a large amount of resistance and instability on this one. Nothing. Okay, we've got a smaller looking rock here. Let's check it out. So this is telling us that it is challenging. So let's back it off a bit and we'll get into the optimal range, which is saying about there. And let's give it a go. There we go, we've got a charge level going. Okay. So we've got 47% gold in this one, so that's not bad. It's not bad. Move it around a bit, see if we can get that charge level moving a bit quicker. even though it says that it's challenging, the charge level moving slowly is actually a bit to our benefit, because it gives us more time to react if we start getting up in the red overcharge section. So here we go. There's that's a little bit there. We've got a sweet spot here. We're getting there. Definitely getting there. So as you can see on the left hand side of the UI at the moment, we've got the mining module. So we've got a Focus 2 module attached to this laser, which is a passive ability that it gives us to lower the laser power by 10%. So it gives a little bit less power in our laser, but it increases our optimal charge window by 37%. So I think that's a pretty good trade-off if you ask me, getting a better optimal window for a little bit less charge. It just means it's going to take longer to get there, but it's going to be a safer, more successful run. So there we go, we've managed to crack it. Okay, so we're still scanning. Now we should be able to go and swap that over to extraction mode now, and start extracting materials. Okay, got this piece here. Bit here. Pieces here. Okay, so this was our second rock that we got with the Prospector, and we've half filled the Prospector. We've over half filled it. We've gotten 8.6 SU of titanium and 8.6 SU of gold. That is a hell of a lot more valuable and more efficient than anything we did in the hand mining and in the rocks. Okay, let's have a look at this piece here. Resistance 22%, so it's easy. It's got a bit of gold and titanium again, so absolutely we are going to give this one a go.
Warning, power critical. Warning, power critical. Warning,
okay, let's move out of the way.
power critical. Warning, power critical.
That critical power, see, we took a bit of damage on the shields there. And oops, we're going to hit the ground. So what that has done, because it's gone, the power's gone critical. Well, I started going at it before I fully scanned it, I think. Or actually, it wasn't even showing me the optimal section. And this one here is saying impossible. Let's see if we can change its mind. It's quite unstable. But yeah, I didn't even see, it basically went straight to overcharge, I think, on that second rock then. And it exploded and we got some damage to the shields, but obviously we didn't completely die, we didn't take any actual damage, the shields protected us. Scan this one. It's hard. So I don't know whether challenging is better than hard. So we got some raw laranite and some titanium ore. Okay, let's give it a go. So we're moving and we're a bit quicker than what we did before. Still move around. Oh, look at that. She's gonna blow a lot quicker. we just need to be careful. We do have a fairly large section there. Once we're in there, we just want to drop our power down quite a bit. Okay. Feeling good. Want to drop more power down. Power down. We're getting way up there. Okay. We can let that green bar come down. There we go. Broken it up anyway.
Extraction mode on.
Okay, and now we can start extracting. Definitely getting a lot of titanium out of this. What we can actually do is if we wait for the scanning to be completed. So that one's got a lot of titanium and a little bit of, well, it's mostly titanium and a bit of, or that one there is 100% inert materials. We don't want to get that. So we will skip that one. This one here, 100% laranite. So we'll grab that one because we can sell laranite. Okay, so we'll grab all of that. This piece here. $63% titanium. Might as well grab that because we do have a fair bit of titanium. And this may fill us up. No, not quite. We've still got 0.6 left. What have we got here? Laranite. Laranite and titanium. What's this bit over here? Laranite. Let's get the one with the titanium, because I think titanium might be worth a bit more than laranite, but we're going to be full in no time. So there we go, cargo full. So we spent 2 hours to get a little bit of gems from hand mining and on the rock. We spent 13 minutes on the Prospector and filled it up. That is a much better efficiency. So let's head back to our ships and we'll have a look at the mole.
Off. Landing
Now,
successful.
one thing you've got
Launch
to
sequence complete.
watch out for, if you are mining and you find quantanium is a volatile cargo. And what you'll do is you'll get a warning on your ship saying that you have volatile cargo, and you'll have a timer that will be visible to say, basically, this is how long you've got
Front
before
collision.
that volatile cargo
Landing
explodes.
successful.
And that is mostly just your quantanium. I don't know if there's anything else that is volatile at the moment, but I could be wrong. So if you are trying to get quantanium, because it is quite valuable, you need to be somewhere close to an area that you can refine it, so that you can quickly blow up the rock, get you extract your quantanium, and then get to a refinery to refine it before it goes boom. So let's jump into the mole and see what we can accomplish in here. I'll show you where the laser compartments are. Okay. Now, there's one on either side of the elevator there. So you've got a door here, and it's the same on the other side. So you come into the door, and then you open up the external door, which then allows you to sit into the turret. Now, if we go into third person, what you'll see is that comes out and down, and it actually goes lower than your landing gear. So you cannot land with the turret deployed. Okay. As we can see, it extends us out into the elements there. Okay. And our landing gear is off the ground. And there we are, sitting outside of the ship on a crane arm or so to do the tractor beaming. Not the tractor beaming, sorry. Although it does have a tractor beam module on there, we can use a tractor beam, but the mining is what I was talking about, really. So let's get out of the seat. So this will put us back into the ship. Down this ladder here is the front turret, mining turret, which is what the pilot or co-pilot would use, or the third laser person would use if you needed it. So,
Systems activated. Systems on.
let's get moving. See what we can find. Keep our VTOLs on. Alright, and we'll head 3Ks this way. Now, the benefits of the mole is you can still solo smaller rocks that would be the similar size or maybe slightly bigger than what you would be able to do in the Prospector. Because all you need to do is just jump out of the pilot seat, go behind you, jump down into the turret, and you'll be able to start mining. So this one here in front, when you're soloing or even when you're with a group, you want to aim just above the rock, because once you get out of the seat and into the turret, you're looking at a lower angle than you are as the pilot. So if we jump down here, jump into our turret seat, this one remains inside the ship. You don't go out and become exposed. Geez, we do have a dirty window. Holy hell. Okay. Once again, I'm using 2 focus modules on this particular laser head. It gives -5% to the laser intensity or laser power for each module, and +40% for the window. So if we get our power on, okay, so let's give it a scan. Mass 17,000, resistance 17%, instability. So it's telling us it's impossible. Let's see what we can do. Get some movement on it. Be nice. And because I'm obviously doing this solo, if I had the other 2 lasers being operated as well, it may not actually be an impossible rock to get, because we would have 3 lasers on it as opposed to just the 1. But because I do have only 1 laser on it, it would appear that it is definitely an impossible rock to crack. as soon as we get out of our seat, it does stop the laser. So we can't turn one laser on and go jump into the other turret and turn it on. It's just, yeah, it's a multi-crew ship. It's not a solo ship. I've been online with a group once before where we had 3 moles mining 1 rock, and all 3 moles got filled up by the material that was in that rock. So it was a massive rock. Okay, let's go head over here 3 kilometers and see what we can find over there. Okay, so let's get a scan on this one and see what we can find. 18,000, it's probably going to be impossible. Anyway, so let's give this one a scan. 46,000. There's no way we're going to be able to get that. Now, was this one scannable? Yeah, we can reach this one. What have we got? It's an easy one. Being so we can just extract it. It's small enough for us to just extract. There we go. Okay, so we just got 2.2 SCU of copper. How about that? Now let's see, have we got anything else in our range that we can zap? Okay. And that one was impossible. So let's jump out of here and we'll go find another rock. Okay, so we've got a rock over here. Okay, so it's a hard one. So let's start fracturing. Pump up the power. What I might do is I will move us a little bit closer to that rock. You can do it. What have we got in here anyway? We've got 52% copper, 38% aggregate, 45 SCU total. Nearly 46 SCU. That all should get half full from this rock. Should be good. Again here. The optimal section yet, and it's starting to fill up the optimal bit, so that's actually to our benefit. Okay, we need to wind down the power. There we go. Made it. We did it. So now, see what we've got. 94% copper. Which one was that one? That one, 90% copper. So let's go and suck that up. Okay. That piece. Copper in it as well. Keep this in there. So once it's got 100% copper, once it's got that purple outline to it, that means that it can be extracted. Not making a great deal of money here at the moment with copper, but we're making some money. We're not. This wasn't really a venture to make money. If I wanted to make money, I would go do some salvaging, but I'm doing a guide for mining. I do enjoy mining. I would love to be able to get out there with a group and properly operate the I think it might be too far away from that one, maybe. And actually properly operate the mole with the 3 beams going all at once, and that still needs to be cracked. Because this piece is not showing up as purple, it still needs to be broken down into a smaller piece. Crack it further. Because we're at minimum power and we're still growing, we're going to have to stop it and restart. Okay, so now we should be able to yep, that one we can extract. Him as well. That one we're still scanning. Tritium, yep. Might as well just suck up everyone here. Couple of very small pieces of rock down there. Oh, that's all inert materials. We can still sell the inert materials. It just doesn't sell much at all. Copper, yeah, we'll take that. 5 SCU of copper, why not? Piece. Agricium was going up there as well. Okay. Oh yeah, there we go. Making some progress there. Whoa, 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 whoa. Stop, stop, stop. Completely stop. Stop. Stop, 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 stop. Well, I think. Well, no? Okay. Let's go extraction mode. Get that. Festanite and copper. This one, what have we got in here? Copper. Yeah, got that. Nearly 8 SCU of copper. And where did that other piece go? There it is. And this one has got a bit of mostly copper, but also a bit of hephaestonite as well. 4 SCU. Okay, and I think that's all we got from that rock. Nearby. About 2/3 full. We can find one more half decent rock. We can fill this bird. So this is a mineable one, so that's good. Now, is it possible? It says it's easy. Agricium and copper, a lot of copper, so let's just do it. Crank up the power a bit. Need to crank it up too much because it's moving pretty quickly. What do we got? We got 18 SCU. Get all that 18 SCU, that would put us at about 82 SCU out of 96, so we'll still need to find another rock. Okay, what have we got? Copper and agricium. Yeah, we'll grab that. One. Agricium, 2 SCU. Just suck it all up. We're gonna get it all anyway, I think. Moving agricium and copper as well, so that's good. And 82 SCU, so one more rock will see us full. It's not looking like we've got one in range of this turret at least. So we'll have to move again. So double check it soon anyway. It's hard. It's a lot of inert materials. But we'll give it a go. Okay, so we've successfully cracked that one open. A lot of inert materials here, so let's see if we can find something that's actually worth sucking up. There we go, 99.99% of titanium. Although that still needs to be fractured some more. So we'll leave that on minimum. Swap that over. Start sucking it all up until we're full. .99% titanium that one was, so get all of these. Nearly full. We only got like 4.5 SU left. Bit. This is. Sure, this one's another titanium, 99.99% or 100% even. Yep. Here we go. And this should fill us up. Bam. Cargo full. Okay, so yeah, we spent probably an hour on there to get the 96 SCU full. So, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go and head off to a refinery with the mole. We'll find out how much that hour was worth in UEC. Then I will return back to... I'll kill myself and return back to the Carrack, which is where my spawn point currently is set. And then I'll be able to bring the Prospector back and do the same thing. So, oops, engine on.
Alert.
Let's
Overhead
find
crash close.
the nearest refinery. I think would be at Cruel 1. Let's go and head there.
Landing complete.
Alert.
Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Okay. Whoops. Alright, so as you just saw, I fucked up. I crashed the mole and lost everything that was on it. So I made my way back to Kudra Ore to collect the Prospector, took that over to Crew L1 and started to create the works order for the gear that was on the Prospector. I wasn't able to recover any gear out of the mole, so all that I would be profiting from today is the gear that I collected by hand in the rocks and on the Prospector. So that's it for me for this mining guide. It was a little bit longer than I planned. I do hope that you enjoyed it. I will pop in some chapters in the description so that you can skip through parts. And until next time, good luck on the giveaways, and we